All right, so today I'm going to show you how to install a plunger. So there's two different sizes that we carry, and this is how you install it. Situation today is we're building new frames because these have plastic corners, and so obviously we're going to have to install new plungers, and these are what the old plungers look like. So it's the fatter ones on these, and I've did some other ones that had smaller ones on there, but today we're going to be doing just the bigger ones, and they're installed the same way. So they come in three pieces. You have the spring here, you have the plastic tip, and you have the plunger. So the spring goes on here, inside there, and then that clips on after you push it through the hole. And there's many different ways that you can do it to make sure that you get it in the right spot. What I have done is I've taken the old screen and laid it down and laid the new screen before I screen it on top of it, and I've taped it to where it's exactly where it needs to be and it's not going to move. So I've taped it, and I've also taped it to my table here, okay? And then I also taped it right here to just make sure that this is not gonna move, and also that this is not gonna move. So that way I know that I'm putting my plungers in the right spot. And then I'm gonna drill both of these holes at just back to back, okay? There is a specific drill bit that you want to use. This is the one that you want to use. It has a smaller part on the end and then a bigger part at the end, because when you're drilling this hole, the smaller part's going to have to go through this part of the frame and this part of the frame, and then the bigger part's going to have to go through this part, so the plunger can go in there, and then the skinny part will stick out the end, and then you can put the plastic piece on afterwards. You can also use two different drill bits, one that's skinny enough to be for the skinny part of the plunger, and then another one that's for the bigger part of the plunger so that it can go in properly. But for this video, I'm just going to be using this drill bit that came, I bought it with the plungers that I got. The harder part about this is that you have to drill it straight in exactly. To my knowledge, there's not like a jig or anything that you can rig up, so you just gotta learn how to do it, and you probably have to do it a few times. You'll probably waste a few frames doing it, but once you start drilling, what I like to do is, because I have this taped right here, see, I can put it right there and then just try to line it up with the plunger and then just keep it going. And as I'm drilling through, I'm going to be going all the way in and just try to keep it the same as the other plunger. That has been helping me be able to keep it straight. And you also want to make sure that you're going straight this way too. So whenever you're going here, you want to make sure that your drill bit's not going this way or this way. I want to say that, like up or down. You want to go straight across, which kind of takes a little bit of muscle memory, takes some time. You probably burn through a couple frames, so make sure you buy extra. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and start it. Make sure I'm right there on the end. You gotta be right dead in the center. Then you wanna put pressure on the frame. And then just be looking at your plunger that you already have installed on the other screen. Okay. Now this is a crucial part. So you want to make sure it's lined up perfectly with the plunger, your drill bit is. And make sure you're not going up or down like this. You want to make sure you're perfectly straight across. And then just keep it lined up with that plunger. And just drill it slow. Take your time. You're going to be burning through a bunch of different frames. Okay. Went through one part, now I got to get through this last part. Okay, there's the first one. You can see that the plunger hole is designed perfectly. You can see the skinnier one is up at the top, and then the fatter part's at the bottom. Now for the second one, same thing, but you want to put your hand on the end here and create pressure. So I always try to cover up the corners and make sure that those corners are lined up. And you're going to go right in the center again, just like we just did. Okay, make sure your plunger's lined up with your drill bit. Okay, got through the first part. Make sure that plunger stays lined up with your drill bit. Okay. All right, same thing. You can see that it's drilled perfectly straight, lined up with the other plunger. You know it's going to work right. And then you just take off your tape. You take this piece with the spring on it. You stick it in the hole. Make sure it's plunging good. Okay. Then I like to stick it on the table. Stick it up. Put my little plastic piece on there. And then I take a rubber mallet and just barely hit it. And that should be good to go. So then now that one's installed, working properly. Okay. Now you gotta do the other one. Same thing. Here's a spring and the plunger. Make sure it goes in there real nice. It's going up and down. Stick it right here. Put the cap on. Okay. And then just one time with a little rubber mallet. That's all you need. And then this is going to be working properly. As you can see, I had to do quite a few. So this one looks like it's off a little bit, but it's not. Yep, there you go. All right, so I've already rescreened it. I have a video on how to screen if you need to watch a video, but I just want to show you that the plunger works good. Okay, and this one, sometimes you can go the spline over it like that. Sometimes you have to cut it, and you just cut it right here and right here on both sides as you're splining the screen. But this one works fine. Just fine with it just over it. So that's the way I have had to do it. I have tried many different ways, and that worked best for me. All right, so that's how you install a plunger whenever it's brand new. I hadn't seen this video yet, so that's why I wanted to make a video. But that is how you install a plunger on a brand new screen when you're having to redo the screen altogether. That's how I've done it. That's what I learned how to do. I just started doing them. This was a situation that I'd never encountered before. It's a really rare occurrence, but I did need to get this done for my customer. So I just made sure that I learned how to do it. I went through a few frames, and that's the way that I learned how to do it. Just trying to figure it out myself. Nobody showed me or taught me how to do it. So that's how I did it. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. We'll see y'all next time. Peace out.